Hello and welcome to my average pilgrimage. So named as I'm a bang average human being and I'm embarking on a journey to play a bunch of games throughout the years. I aim to chronologically play one game from each year starting from 1983 leading up to the present day. Whilst doing so, I will relay my experiences and opinions to the masses and then start all over again. In this video, I'm going to get the ball rolling with 1983's Mario Bros.
Something's coming up the plumbing, poor Luigi's in a bind. Giant turtles out to get him, creepy crabs are right behind. Spider flies, cheaper shites, they're all coming out the pipes.
Mario, where are you? It's Atari Mario Brothers with Mario from Donkey Kong, his brother Luigi, and lots of crazy creatures. And it's twice the fun when two play at once, because you need all the help you can get. Mario, where are you? Mario Brothers, new from Atari.
Mario Bros laid the foundation for one of the most successful and longest running franchises in gaming history. Originally intended to be a spin-off title to Mario's first outing, Donkey Kong, he has since gone on to rule the gaming world. This is why I decided to choose this game in particular for my 1983 choice, as I was curious to see where it all began. To my surprise, the game doesn't follow suit to the other mainline Mario games. Intended as an arcade experience, Mario Bros is a single-screen platformer as opposed to a side-scrolling adventure game. For the first time, Mario is tasked with clearing the stage of various adversaries, but not with a stomp, rather with a kick. To be specific, you have to incapacitate your targets first from below, then kick them whilst they're down. Brutal. At first this seemed a little bit annoying and unsatisfactory, but the more I played, the more I realised you can knock multiple enemies down and destroy them in one fell swoop. When executed, this feels great and adds an extra layer of strategy and forward thinking into the mix. This technique became pivotal to achieving high scores when harder and more complex enemies are thrown at our favourite plumber. Well, our only plumber. Has any other game featured a plumber?
Dad, blast it!
Look, plumber's crack.
What did you just say?
I said, look, the plumber's back.
All right, wise guy.
As my skills increased, so too did my enjoyment with the game. I was admittedly a little underwhelmed at the beginning. I remember thinking, is this it? But what's important is the thrill of seeking out a high score and having a clean run. This is a sort of aspect that I'm looking to evolve my appreciation for on this pilgrimage. Mario Bros isn't too foreign to its successors. It established many of the tenets we still see in the modern entries. For his premiere appearance as fully credited Mario, and not Jumpman, he looks wonderful. It's no surprise that he became such an icon, as his design is simple yet endearing. I'll be the first to admit that I'm in the minority in that I've never been a huge Mario fan. But what I've always loved about his character design is that he's not your stereotypical action hero. He's just a stumpy little plumber man going about his business, not some maxed out beefcake. The prototypes for Koopa Troopers, spinning coins, power blocks and green pipes are all present here, so too is Luigi. Who'd have thought that Luigi has been there since the very beginning?
And I'm talking about the one who just put green up on my clothes.
In fact, he's not only featured here, but he's a playable character in the two-player mode as well. It's fascinating to see what made the cut going forward and subsequently became hallmarks of the franchise. I am happy Lobsters got ditched though, because they caused me some serious problems. In regards to the gameplay, it was overall fantastic. I found the movement to be a little cumbersome at first, but I slowly got used to it. Mario can sometimes feel as though he's sliding on ice, but upon reflection I actually grew to like his skidding deceleration as the animation looked good. Good for the time. The jumping can be a little inconsistent, especially considering that when standing still you can only jump directly above you with no ability to adjust the trajectory. It's much better to keep on the move and jump as you go. Aside from this and some imprecise hitboxes, the gameplay is smooth and satisfying. I only wish that it had offered different levels aside from palette swaps though, as apart from trying to beat your high score, it can get a little stale. Some bonus levels are sprinkled in throughout, but it's just not enough to vary the gameplay up significantly. No story of any kind is to be found here, but there seldom ever was on arcade games. From what I can gather though, it does take place in a sewer, hence the pipes. My personal headcanon was that Mario has fallen down a manhole and has to fend for his life, buying himself time whilst Luigi looks for him. A much better motivation than saving some damsel in distress, if you ask me. Whether or not it takes place in the Mushroom Kingdom though, is anyone's guess. I digress. What matters is that the stage looks aesthetically pleasing and offers a fun arena in which to play, which it does. The music and sound effects are primitive but serviceable. Mozart's first movement plays at the beginning of your run, but apart from that you'll mostly hear Mario's scampering footsteps and his jump. I did notice that his footsteps are quite musical, so it never becomes annoying, even though you'll hear it a lot. Apart from the shift in genre, this is one area that had a huge overhaul in Super Mario Bros., which I might play for the 1985 year. The music and sound effects featured in that title are nothing short of legendary, but like I said, they're serviceable in this one. In conclusion, I had a blast with Mario Bros, even if I wasn't very good at it. I managed to rack up a measly high score of 76,930 after a few hours on it, but it's taking part that counts, or so I've been told. It's always good science to see a famous franchise's roots, and after having put the most hours into the next instalment than any other entry, it was truly enthralling to see its predecessor. Apart from a few annoyances here and there and a lack of variation in the stages, this was a stellar start to my pilgrimage. I can only imagine what it was like playing it back in 1983. I wonder if people had any idea of the impact it would have on gaming and humanity's culture. My final verdict for Mario Bros is
4 stars out of 5.